Good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining us on this Sunday. We are coming off of a fantastic weekend in Orlando, Florida, and we are charged up now. My gosh, the people that we met, the excitement in the room, there is nothing that compares with the power of the live events. And we actually got some very special guests lined up that were at the event and that are fired up because of the event and signed people up as a result of the event. So, I'm actually going to go right to our esteemed panel very shortly. We had probably about 65 to 70 people in Orlando. I really wasn't expecting a big group. There was I was very happy, a large representation from our ASL deaf group. They probably had about 25 people in the room, and I've heard that there have been a lot of resulting signups as a result of that. Fantastic group of people. It was a lot of fun. We got to meet privately the night before for dinner with a lot of the folks that I'm going to introduce you to here tonight. We've actually got a brand new distributor with an unbelievable background, 40 years experience in this industry, multi-million-dollar earner, has had groups as big as 60,000 people and earned as much as $500,000 a month. This guy is incredible. And actually, I mean, if he didn't just get started like 2 days ago, I'm gonna schedule him for an upcoming training, because the amount of information that we got from him, because we were at the event and got to like rub elbows with him, is just incredible. And I mean, we're very excited about learning a lot more from this gentleman. And I've got his upline on the, actually, his upline's upline on the line with us. You guys heard from Al and Ronnie Powell, off to an amazing, fast start. True leaders in every sense of the word. But, and I'm going to have them, they've got another meeting here shortly, so maybe I will even start with them so they can tell you how they got actually led to Rob. But you guys, I can't emphasize the power of the live events. It is a way to really engage, build the personal relationships that this business is built around. And the next big event, you guys do whatever you possibly can to get to the Boston event Saturday. We've already posted the information to the I2G Pros. It's going to be next Saturday. I got the address up already. Anybody you know, anywhere in the vicinity, Rick Mikey's going to be there also. So in Orlando, they just had me and Dave, Rick, Patricia, James, Javaris, the ASL group. You guys who come to Boston actually get the owner too, Rick Mikey. Plus, I'll be there. Dave will be there, and then my partners, Richard and Susan Anzalone. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. Hey, let me get started, because I know, Al, you and Ronnie have another meeting. And why don't you tell everybody about this meeting, because this is actually pretty exciting. You guys put me on with some movie producers that are wanting to put a movie trailer up on Songstagram. I mean, big-time movie producers. Al, first of all, tell us about what this meeting you're going to, and then tell us how you got led to this multi-million-dollar earner, Rob. How the heck did that happen? And you'll have to unmute yourself at the top right of this screen.
Okay, I think I got it. Can you hear me okay?
I do.
Okay, first of all, it's a pleasure to be on here with all the great leaders. Here's how we, well, first of all, about the meeting that we're going to, and we were fortunate enough to have Faraday on a conference call with us. whereby we met with a couple of movie producers. And again, they were led to us by Mr. Mike DeLeese. Mike DeLeese was actually calling from a prospect list, and he had scheduled an appointment with us. And so we went by and we met with them, and we knew that they were interested in this I don't went blank here. Help me out, Ron. They were interested in
putting it up,
in putting up this trailer on their about their movie on the platform. So we knew this was the backdoor approach on how we could get them, and they are interested in doing the business also. After they found out that they could make money on this, they also wanted to be in on the money-making side of it. So we also today, what we're going to do is that we're going to introduce some of their other clientele to the program so that they can see how the whole thing works and how it all comes together, how we can insert them into the formula whereby they can make money with us also. So they are open to that also. And the other thing too, you know, how we met Mr. Rob Marchi here. Okay, well, we haven't really met Mike in person yet, but my good friend Alan Calhoun. Alan lives up in Salem, Oregon, and Alan came into the program very excited about the program. And the first thing Alan tell me is that he didn't know anyone, and so I'm pushing Alan to make that prospect list with his hottest prospects on it. I said, give me something to work with, Alan. And so Alan had been telling me about Mr. Rob Marchi, and so we were just really delighted to finally have an opportunity for Alan to set up a phone call and be able to talk with him over the phone. And really, Rob, I feel like I know you already.
Yes.
You know, I feel like I know Rob already because the number of times we talked on the phone, I mean, he always gives some good information. And I tell you what, every time I get off the phone with Rob, it's like, man, I'm not doing enough in my business. I need to go out and do more. You know, because I just kind of feel as though Rob light that fire underneath me because there's nothing wrong with some friendly competition on the team. And I just love it, you know, because it keeps me going. It keeps Ronnie going. We're both fired up and excited about this. Ronnie Gibson.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you. Hey, Rob, it's wonderful seeing you here through the video. It's wonderful to put the voice and the face together now. Again, congratulations on incredible job that you're doing, and you're so well known and loved and liked everywhere that you go. And that's just amazing. You're like a magnet, just attracting everyone from every walk of life. Again, that's just kudos to you. I don't know what you're going to talk about because I was not in Orlando, but I did speak with you. I did speak with Faraday, and such great things came out from the exchanges that we had of what Faraday shared, what you did, and what else took place with the other team leaders, with Larry doing a fantastic job in sharing the training with everyone. So we all giving great input. I mean, we all want to build our teams greatly and in a big way. And for us to share this, I mean, that's just amazing. And then on top of it, going to this party, this cocktail party, where they're launching their movie trailer to a small select audience. And we were lucky to be invited. And prior to that, they wanted to put the movie trailer on Songstagram. And we were excited about that. Of course, we didn't know much about how to do that. So where did we go? We went to Faraday, and we went to customer support. Customer support was awesome. And they said, no problem, we can put the trailer on the Songstagram platform. You'll be the first one there, and it will be global. I mean, that's what we wanted to hear, and they wanted to hear that it would be global. And it was going to be a 2.5 minute long. If they want it longer, no problem. And so that's the next step. They're ready to give us the trailer, and we're sending it to the home office, and then they're going to put it on the Songstagram platform for all of us to see what an incredible platform that we have, and it actually works. So, ladies and gentlemen, back to you now. Hi, Faraday, back to you. I'm excited.
Hold on 1 minute.
Hold on. Let me make. Hold on. I know, honey, you're excited too. Let me make a quick comment while I got it on my mind. And I think you were right. I guess I do need my light on in the background. I was like, Dave, I don't need that light, you know. He knows sometimes. I want to comment on is it's really pretty amazing First of all, for those of you watching here tonight, I hope you picked up this movie deal where big movie producers want to put their movie on Songstagram did not come as a result of somebody that Al knew prior to like maybe a week ago. This came through the power of networking. A gentleman on his team, Mike DeLeese. And I don't know, did you know Mike DeLeese for a long time also?
I know Mike for about a year.
Okay, so Mike DeLeese led Al and Ronnie to this movie producer who they never knew from Adam, and Alan Calhoun, how long have you guys known Alan?
For about 7 years.
Okay, so you've known Alan, but you never heard of this Rob Markey until like last week? Why was he? What about the other 7 years? What did he wait so long for? But the point that I'm making is it's amazing. You know, all you got to do is go out there, find out who your people know. Have them, you know, I couldn't get a hold of Larry. He gave Larry Williams. He is a phenomenal trainer, and he gave a phenomenal training on Saturday. And really emphasizing the basics of the business. And I'm going to have Larry back to do that training because I was like so spellbound. And it goes back to the simplicity of the business, finding two and helping them get there too, and making a list. Making a list, and we've talked about this before, not eliminating anybody. Don't put anybody on the chicken list. If Alan Calhoun was afraid to put Rob Markey on this list, you know, or said, well, Rob is too big, Rob is too successful, Rob already has too much money, guess what? We wouldn't ever have Rob Markey in our I2G business. Right, Al? So
that is correct. And by the way, Faraday, Rob was Alan's #2 rep. That was his #2 rep. Rob Marshall was Alan's #2 person.
Oh, okay. So that was why he wanted to keep them all to himself. That was why he didn't share them before. Okay, I was like trying to figure this out. 7 years and you never, okay, now I got to the bottom of it. Now, I know Dave wanted to interject. I think you wanted to ask a question.
Yeah, there's some real important nuggets here that have dropped out. And it's real important that, because this is a training hour, I want you to pay real close attention to some things that's happening here tonight. Farah just hit on it, but I want you to pay attention to what happened with Al and Ronnie. This is what happens when experience hits the rubber, okay? All they did was dig for gold. He applied enough pressure to his friend to get him to cough up somebody to talk to. He actually pressed the button enough for him so that he would talk to somebody. Now, when that happened, not only did it happen, but you notice they recruited up. And when they did this, what happened was when they recruited up, they just so happened to land a great, great catch, okay? Now, I want you to pay attention because he didn't do it once. Al and Ronnie did not do this once. They've already dropped 2 nuggets tonight. They've done it twice. They just did it again on this trailer, okay? Now, I want you to pay attention because this is what network marketing is all about right here. They dug for gold. They dug for nuggets, and look at what they've gone and found, and just with a couple people. And it's no wonder that these guys are racehorses running at an all-time speed like their own Kentucky Derby. Guys, right here, this part of the training right here that you just got is absolute pure diamond material, okay? Pure nugget. Awesome, awesome job, guys. And I can't let, when I get those nuggets coming like that, especially when they're coming fresh out, right there, you got to pounce on them. Guys, pay attention to what happens, because I think you'll see repetition throughout this, and I know that you will, but here it is. Again, on the training hour, they ended up with this guy. We meet him on a Friday, and needless to say, we're honored to have met Rob and building a great rapport. And I will promise you this, Rob will never get out of my phone, he'll never get out of my pictures, and he'll never get away from me unless he wants to run away. Because other than that, I have got Al and Ronnie plugged in tight, like an extension cord in tight, and Rob also. Great job, guys. Great job. Back to you, Farrah. I couldn't let those nuggets slip by. And Al and Ronnie, an unbelievable job. You guys are awesome, buddy. Awesome.
All right. And yeah, and we had I can't wait to bring everybody up. We got I got some great tips from young Javaris, who's on here too. And I'm going to go to him. I think I'm going to go to Rob first, but Javaris actually got somebody at the Chili's, and he actually got her to the live meeting, and she actually came the next day and stayed for the whole day. And it's very exciting what happens at live events. But first of all, I want to go to Mr. Rob Marchi. Hopefully I said that right, or is it Markey? Okay, Rob is incredible, and I think he can speak to about the event, the power of the live event. Rob, I'd like you to maybe address what this event did for you, and just for starters.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me on. And just so you know, Jabaris, the gal that you're signing up, is coming to my house tomorrow, and I'm going to help her. Okay? So, just so you know that. Yeah, me coming to this event, I've been in this industry for 43 years. I've been very blessed. And I know the power of live events. And, it's not so much that here there was no rah-rah. There was no hype, no rah-rah. It was all meat and potatoes. It was all good stuff that's going to help people build their business. And that's what I like. I'm not a hype type of guy. I'm show me how to do it. And, let's get in the trenches. And obviously Farrah and Dave and also Mr. Alonzo, sir, and Queen Ronnie there, who I talk to probably 12 times a day. They're all in the trenches, so you can tell a difference. And Dave kept on saying the speed of the group moves at the speed of the leader. And when you have people that are leaders that are in the trenches out there every day, dealing with the challenges that we have with prospects, prospecting, building teams, and so on and so forth, you can tell, and that makes a gigantic difference versus an armchair quarterback. So I love being out in the field. I appreciate these guys. I learned a great deal from Farrah and Dave, and also Ronnie and Alonzo and Alan Calhoun. I don't know if you're on here, but I love you, buddy, and thank you for introducing me to this. And the other thing is that we all work when people care about each other and they have a servant mentality. What happens is they go to serve each other, and as we serve each other, there is strength and unity. And when you have a very strong team, that team can basically penetrate, and its tentacles will reach out far and deep and wide and high and below. So, I met people like Patricia. I met Jabaris, and Jabaris is from Miami. I'm here in Orlando. He talked to this gal who we call affectionately the Balloon Lady. Her name is Cassandra. I've talked with her. I've spent some time with her yesterday and drove her to her home and then back to work where she had to go do some Balloon Lady stuff at night. And we stayed in touch, and I said, I'll help you, in Jabaris' absence, because we're teammates. So she is coming over to my home tomorrow, and we're going to talk about things. She's going to see how the way I work and so on and so forth. And, I'm 62 years old, been in this industry 43 years. I'm not the most technically oriented guy in the world. So Faraday has promised me, and Patricia and Jabaris and everybody else has promised me that they will help me accelerate my team building through the use of Facebook and technology, which I know it works. There's a guy named Max Steingart who's a dear friend of mine, and he's the godfather of social media. I buy his courses every time. I probably looked at him only twice a year, and I'm embarrassed to say that. And if Max is on this thing, he's going to scream at me about that. So I will have the help of all my constituents, all my teammates, and as Dave so appropriately said last night with Faraday, you're linked up with excellence. So, you know, Patricia, I love you. I didn't get to spend a whole lot of time with you. Jabaris, I spent some time with him, and we kind of created a little bit of a competition because, you know, he's a young stud, but he's a strong stud, and I'm an old horse. So somewhere in the middle we meet, and Faraday teaches us everything, and I'll tell you right now, the sky's the limit. You saw some of the paychecks that, you know, Faraday, Dave, and their partners have made, and you see how fast. There's a guy named Dennis Donovan, something like that. Whatever, Dennis anyway. He's a realtor out in Las Vegas, and he has made boatloads of money, and he went from a $1,400 hunker-junker car and paid $150,000 cash for a Rolls Royce. So if you believe, all I want to tell you is this one last thing. I want to try and keep it short. Mindset is everything, and if you believe you can do it, you're right. If you believe you can't do it, you're also right. So take the high road, keep your eyes on the prize, talk to your teammates, never ever be too prideful to ask for help from people. I've been in the industry a long time, but I could learn a hell of a lot from everybody on the call and everybody that was at the training, and I did. And I do want to point out that the folks that are with the deaf group, I don't remember exactly the name of what it is, Faraday, but when they were expressing in testimonials what happened, because they cannot speak and they sign, the emotion from their body and their body language brought me to tears, because it was so genuine and it was so real. And I've worked with a couple groups like that, but not like this group here, who was absolutely outstanding in expressing in the way they felt through their body language and their hand gesticulation and their mind and their movements. And I was moved and I was brought to tears, because it really already has changed a lot of these people's lives, as well as people that don't have those kinds of challenges. So, you know, count your blessings, go forward, look to your leadership. We have some incredible leadership at every level here. And just go for the gold. Go for the gold. Go for the gold. Or I should say, go to become an emperor. And if you remember in the Roman days, I think there was an emperor and there was a Caesar. The hell with the Caesar. Let's go for emperor. Okay? God bless you all.
Thank you, Rob. And let me ask one question, you know, for the insight of everybody watching here today. You know, you do have a tremendous background, and you certainly could be just retired. You are a top earner with another program. We keep everything quiet, you know, but hey, you're out on YouTube now. The word might get out. But tell everybody here, because I want everybody to know that they are in the best deal under the sun. I know you guys see us bringing in brand new network marketing veterans, big-time leaders, have earned a lot of money in this industry. And I want you to tell everybody why you got so excited about I2G.
Well, thank you for asking that question, Faraday. One, if you look at trends, the people who make the most amount of money and the people who leave the biggest mark on people's lives are those who basically do something that is a trend-setting situation. Thomas Edison had the light bulbs. Benjamin Franklin, electricity. Henry Ford had the automobile, the horseless carriage. And those people forever and ever and ever have generated legacies for their families for generations to come, because they dared to be different. They work with 1 foot outside the box. I've been told when I was a Fortune 200 corporate executive for 37 years that I work with 2 feet outside the box. And that's my comfort level. When everybody's going left, I go right. this company has basically found gold. And if you look at the end of the rainbow here, you're going to find several pots of gold, not just one, because as we talked about, and I learned to say from Faraday Dave and Larry and a couple of the other folks, take a look around you. What are people doing today? Every crevice and every crack you look at, somebody has either a mobile device, an iPad, an Android phone, a laptop, some type of technology that they're doing things on. And they're typically playing games, they're communicating, they're downloading iTunes, which we're going to blow iTunes right out of the water. We already have, and we haven't even started yet. So when you look at the things that people are doing, success leaves clues, and it also leaves clues as to where you want to be going forward. And if you're a trendsetter like this company, I2G, and you have people that are constantly taking a census of what's happening and what's going to be successful, what's going to be here 50 years from now, you look at the obsolescence of a lot of different things. I mean, technology changes every 3 months. So these folks have looked at online gambling. They have looked at the download of music. I mean, I'm an old guy. I'm as old as dirt. I don't know if you guys even ever heard of, a lot of the people on the call, ever heard of vinyl records. They used to be 33s and 45s. I mean, I talked to my kids and I said, Dad, what are you talking about, vinyl records? Then we talked to a kid the other day in Best Buy, because I tell people on my team, if you want to work with me, you need to have a tape recorder. The lady is 74 years old. She's in a wheelchair. She went into a Best Buy and asked the kid in a Best Buy who's supposed to wear the blue shirt and be a technological genius, I want a tape recorder. And the kid said, we don't have them. So she called me and she says, Rob, they don't have any. So I said, is the kid under 30 years old? And she said, yes. I said, put him on the phone with me. I said, did you ever hear of cassette tapes, VHS tapes, reel-to-reel tapes? He said, no. I said, you under 30 years old? He said, yeah, I'm 22. So I said, call your mom and dad and ask them about that. So the thing that you would call it today is a digital recording device. So there is a gigantic void in between the generations of the baby boomers and the youth group of today. So, but everybody knows how to play games. Everybody likes to have fun. And I think all the people who like to have fun and have a great time need money to have fun to have a great time. So here you can actually play games, have fun, help people with a servant mentality, and the more people you help, the more money you make. So I truly believe that with this company, and why I'm here, is it's going forward at the speed of lightning, and you have some incredible income earners like Faraday and Dave and a bunch of other folks that have broken all of the network marketing records in a very short period of time, becoming multi-millionaires. So folks, that's a clue, okay? If you have a lot of people making money quickly, you should probably follow them and listen to them. If you have iTunes that's making a boatload of money and we come out with something that's better than iTunes, there's another hint there, folks. Clue, clue. Okay, success leaves clues. iTunes offered us, I don't know how many millions of dollars to buy Songstagram. That is a clue. That means we are wanted and desired, and it means that we have something that other people want or they want to take away, so theirs still looks good while ours is going to blow them out of the water. So, you know, I can't impress upon you enough. Here's a motto that I have. Successful people do what unsuccessful people are not willing to do. A lot of people are watching the programs on television, but there's no BV or PV in TV, I'll tell you that right now. And that's not going to change your life. Okay, now if you're playing a game or gambling or downloading on Songstagram with us and you're looking at that to change your life and change other people's lives, that's going to help you, and that's going to help you move forward. So I can't impress upon you enough, get back with the person who brought you here. And, you know, the other thing is we have some great-looking people. Look at Faraday. Look at Dave. Look at Alonzo. Look at his wife, Ronnie. I mean, Larry Williams. Look at Patricia. She had a hat on the other day. I love her to death. They're good-looking people. They care about people, genuinely care, and absolutely positively care about people and care about the welfare of people. This is where I want to be. This is why I'm here. So God bless you all. Put your head down. Put your nose into the business. There's another one of these going on at 10 o'clock that Alonzo is going to do. So you're going to have a 1-2 punch here. I think there was some kind of fight on Saturday night or something. And I don't know who won. I don't care who won because I'm over here building a business. But that was a 1-2 punch. I'm sure you had to hit the guy more than once to knock him down. So over here, you hit him with the 8 o'clock with Faraday and Dave and the other successful folks. Then you go back at 10 o'clock and that's the number 2 punch. And man, if you can't get somebody in a business after having these incredible people that are leaders making the kind of dollars and caring about people the way they care, there's something wrong with you. You need a checkup from the neck up. And that's where I'm very direct, folks. So God bless you all. You know, take this to heart, change your life. And if you know what the movie Pay It Forward is, if you haven't seen it, go get it. Help 3 people, help 3 people, help 3 people, and we can change this planet and we can change this universe. God bless you. I'm done. Sorry for taking so long.
All right. Thank you, Rob. Just one more quick thing. Let me ask you one more thing. You've been in this industry for a long, long time. How highly do you value the power of live events? I know you were with us till after midnight on Friday. And then you were with us and up until me and Dave took off to go home on Saturday. So what would be your advice? You know, we've got this upcoming event next Saturday in Boston. What is your suggestion as to the value of live events?
Okay, I will tell you this. The human heart cannot pump without blood, okay? And anybody you know, there's a thing in this industry that we call follow the calendar. Actually, we're trendsetters, so be before the calendar. You now know there's an event in Boston, and when you put people over there, we will infuse into their body a blood transfusion about I2G from Faraday, Dave, her partners, and the other leaders in the marketplace. That is like pushing brand new blood and brand new life into your body. They're not hype people. They're practical application, and they basically say, this is what you do. This is how you do it. If you do that, the result will be XYZ. It doesn't get any better than this, folks. I mean, if you can't do this, I'm not going to be as nasty as I normally am because I'm told I'm a little bit too direct, okay? But you can't be an ostrich and bury your head in the sand and think that when you come up for air, there's going to be better looking daylight and better grass. There's an old saying, the grass may be greener on somebody else's property, but you still have to mow it. Over here, you have a whole team that's feeding the grass to grow, nurturing the grass to grow, nurturing you to grow, and I will tell you, they were like a shot in the arm of the best blood I've ever received in my life to basically revitalize me and say, Rob, at 62 years old, you got another 38 years on this planet, boy, so don't waste it. Go help people. And the blood that they put into me and what they infused into me with the knowledge and everything, it's just incredible. It was when I left there, I didn't have to drive home. I took a magic carpet ride. And basically, I floated all the way back about 25 miles to where I live. That's what this can do for you, folks, live events.
Thank you, Robin. You know, you guys take that from a gentleman who actually he made a joke when we, you know, then that's the power, you know, getting to socialize with people, get to know them, and you know, of course, he was joking about how one of his ex-wives got, I think, $2 million and one got $32 million, something like that. But that the point being, you know, this gentleman has been around the network marketing block. So, I mean, I'm going to have him back very soon, maybe next Sunday, I don't know, to do a more in-depth training, because I know you guys would benefit of all the value and all the knowledge and experience he has. Right now, I'm going to go on to, this is a young superstar in the making. I was so privileged to finally get to meet him in person. I've been talking to him on the phone. He is like wowing me with the people he's putting me on with. He's got these movie guys too that I'm not even going to talk about the number of emperor spots they're talking about they want, because I haven't even had anybody put me on the phone with somebody that says they want that many emperor spots. But young Jabaris, I'm a pretty good, I can usually pick up on talent. I'm a pretty good people reader, and I see great talent and heart in young Jabaris. He drove all the way down from Miami. I've been on a few of his conference calls. He had me on a conference call for him on Easter Sunday, and he had like over 100 people on this call on Easter evening, or the eve of Easter. And I was like, I can't even, who the heck can get 100 people on a call on Easter? So, Javaris, first of all, I want you to share with everybody a little bit about yourself, and then share about what you got out of the live event and your take on everything from this weekend.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Faraday, for having me on the training call. Can you hear me good?
I do.
All right. How you doing, everyone? My name is Javaris Garman. I've been doing internet marketing for the last 10 years now. Me and my wife haven't worked a 9-to-5 job. I got a lovely wife, 4 kids, and another kid on the way. And I'm loving everything about on I2G. And the people that I'm connected with right now, and I thank God for them, because I was connected with some other people, and they didn't like the way that I was doing my calls. And for Ms. Faraday and Mr. Dave to understand what I was doing on my calls, they seen that it was a gold nugget of what I was doing. See, you guys, you got to get uncomfortable sometimes. A lot of people comfortable where they at. A lot of people comfortable and not just writing out a list. They don't want to do that no more. Well, with this business here, you guys, you can write out a list, and that's what I learned at the training, you guys, at the live event. I learned that by you using the power of the three-way, power of the tools, power of staying connected, and with the live events, you guys, it brings so much power. It brings a lot of stuff to you that you sometimes you don't even know about. Even with me doing my own, like building my business with the conference calls that I have and stuff like that, with Faraday and Dave continue to doing these Google Hangouts. That's why I'm getting a lot of signups from, because of the Google Hangouts. I get people interested in what I have to offer. I get them on. I don't put no amount of number out there. They don't got to know how much money that I'm making. And a lot of people want to say, oh, how much money that you made. It's none of their business on how much money you made. And the reason why it's none of their business on how much money you made, you think you're going to go out there and tell somebody how much money that you made when you was working your 9-to-5 job? So you don't have to tell them how much money that you made inside of this company. All you just do is just break attention. And how do you break attention? You ask them questions. Ask them about, if you see somebody on the cell phone, guess what? If they on that cell phone, they doing something on Facebook, they playing the game. So if you walk up on there, they playing that game, or they on Facebook, you say, the same thing what you're doing right now, I'm getting paid for the app that I'm on. You don't think that's going to grab their attention? They're going to be like, what you talking about? And then what's going to happen is you give that person a tool to go to. If it's a three-way call, do a three-way call. If it's the Google Hangout, do the Google Hangout. And you guys, you got to build your story. If you don't have no story, this is another thing that I learned, you guys, by coming to this event. If you don't have no story, use somebody else's story that's already successful inside of this company. Ms. Faraday, she got a great story, you guys. Dave, he got a great story, you guys. Ms. Faraday was a person that could close a $25 sale. And you guys, 8 months later, she $1.8 million within a company, and she closing out $5,000 sales, $600 sales, $400 sales, or $100 sales. You guys, it's right there. All you got to do is just open your mouth. And I want to thank God for Mr. Rod, because he empowered something inside of me too. He awakened something inside of me. And I'm sitting here just looking at this donut cup, right? And it say this here. It was one thing that you guys were talking about, Ms. Faraday, and y'all were talking about sharing the story, right? Look at this here. It says share your Dunkin' story. I was just drinking it and I seen that. It says share your Dunkin' story. Share your story of what's happening, you guys, that you behind something that's really big. You guys, how many of y'all know that people wish that they was behind Facebook? You can use that. There's a lot of ways that y'all can get people. And just break attention. Get uncomfortable, you guys. People make money when you get uncomfortable. If you're comfortable, guess what? It's not going to happen. You got to get uncomfortable. People who make money, they get uncomfortable. Guess what? When it hurts your stomach that you got to put up $5,000 to get something big out of it, guess what? That's uncomfortable. You're uncomfortable with that. Your stomach start hurting. And you got to pay $600. And you got to sacrifice something. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to feel that something. They're going to say, oh, no, don't do it. Guess what? That's when you listen to your gut when it tells you don't do it. And the reason why you listen to it, because guess what? That's going to be your breakthrough. A lot of people don't know the power, the power is in giving, you guys. If you give, the more you give, the more you'll receive. And a lot of people don't know that. If y'all start using that to people and letting people know, you got everything in your life right there if you just give. A lot of people, they think they want a lot of money on Miss Faraday. A lot of people want to build up their business like how you building up your business and stuff, but they taking their vacation too early. You guys, you don't got to take your vacation early. If you build your team on a solid foundation, guess what? When the storm comes, that company still, your business is going to be still up. If you want to build your company fast, build your team fast, I'm going to be honest with you. It's going to fall hard and it's going to fall fast if you're not giving them the proper training. If you just sign them up, you're not doing it for to help the people, you guys, you don't want to do that. You want to connect them to these meetings. And with the live meetings, you guys, however you get there like what Rod said, it's like a blood transfusion that's being pumped inside of you. And with that blood transfusion pumped inside of you, when you get from that live meeting, if that live meeting didn't do nothing to you, if it didn't empower you, it's something that you got to go get checked out. You got to see what's going on with your head or something like that. But you guys, get to the live meetings any times when we have live meetings. Get there, you guys. However you want to get there. And I'm looking forward to going to another meeting. Also on Rod, I'm coming back up there to Orlando, and it was some stuff that he shared with me, you guys, what he was doing when he was going to Disney. He was just going out there and mingling around with the people, and the people coming up to him, and then when the people come up to him, he break attention to them. And with you building relationship with the people, you guys, people spend money with people who they trust and like. If they don't trust you, they don't like you, why should somebody spend money with you? You guys, build a relationship with people. Don't just think about the money all the time. See what's going on in their life and let them know what you got can help them. You guys, this is what we got to do with this company. By us helping each other, that's where the power is at. The money is in the team, you guys. The power is within the team. If you don't have no team, you don't have nothing. You guys, you want to build a solid team. You don't want to build this thing fast. If you can't get 10 people a day, what about getting one? Stop worrying about 10. Stop worrying about 20. And worry about one first. Once you get one, guess what? That's 2 coming. Once you get 2, guess what? That's 6 coming. Once you get 6, guess what? That's 36 coming. And they're going to come like this here, you guys. You got to stay connected. Stay connected. Just like, if you unplug a plug, you guys, guess what happened to that power? That power go out. And you stay with Miss Faraday and Mr. Dave, guess what? That's the connection. That power that they have, you guys, the energy that they have, you guys, the energy was bringing the money in, you guys. Money is made out of energy. You are made out of energy, you guys. And if you made out of energy, you made out of money, what are you? You are money, and plus you are energy. And what you know, recognizing who you are, the money got to come to you flow, and it got to come to you easily and with any efforts, you guys. I sit on my Facebook, and I can touch over 10s to 20 or 1,000 of people with one click of a button, you guys. And all I'm doing is just breaking attention. I'm just letting them know what I have. Look, people are looking for people to tell them what to do. Why not you? Why not me? You guys, it's so much I can say, but I don't want to, go over my time of being on here. But it's a lot, you guys. And what we doing that, you guys, this is unbelievable. All the stuff that's coming out with the gaming, you guys, with the social gaming, with the casinos, you guys. That's great. That's brilliant. Even with the Instagram, you guys, is unbelievable on what it is that we doing. Then also the matching chat bonuses, you guys. By you helping other people, you guys, by you helping other people and showing them what to do, and they duplicating what you're doing, and with us helping each other, all of us making money, you guys. I don't care who team you on. If you're in the team, if you need help, you need to get with somebody that's inside of this, and we're going to help you. Because guess what? By us helping you, we're going to get to where we got to go at, you guys. Stay connected with the team. Follow the team, you guys. Follow them. If we having a meeting in Boston area, you guys, get there. You want to be there. I'm telling you, you want to be there. And that meeting did something also in my life. And you guys, by you taking pictures with Faraday and Mr. Dave and all the other leaders, you guys, that brings a lot of attention on your Facebook. If you've been in this thing and you've been trying to get people to join you, but they wasn't joining you, don't worry about it. Go ahead and take a picture with Faraday. Go ahead and take a picture with Dave. Go ahead and take a picture with Rod. Go ahead and take a picture with any one of them. I guarantee you this, you guys, you're going to get results the very same day when you post that picture. And with that said, Ms. Faraday, I turn it back over to you, and thank you for having me on this.
Thank you. And Javaris, we're going to have you again, definitely. You got some great nuggets. Hold on, I got John. All right. Thank you very much. And Javaris, I feel like, you know, we've known each other like for so long now. It's amazing when you actually meet with people at these live events, like the bond you feel with them right away. You know, and Rob was talking about the servant mentality, and you know, one thing, Javaris, just real quickly, because I still want to hear from Patricia and finish up the day. But Javaris, why don't you share why? First of all, John, you guys have a bunch of noise. If you can mute yourself. Yeah. So Javaris, now first of all, tell everybody, how did you get Cassandra, who is working, you know, as the balloon lady at the Chili's, and now Rob is so generously, you know, kind of like stepped up to even help your person. You guys aren't even in the same line, but you guys are helping one another. How did you get Cassandra in the first place?
See, everything happened for a reason, you guys. I went inside of Chili's, and I had ordered me a drink, and when I ordered that drink, I needed my ID. And everybody else, they had the ID, but I left my ID in the car. But I had the ID, you guys. Everything happened for a reason, because I had the ID in my pocket. But I had to go back to the hotel to get to the other car to get my ID out of there, my wallet out of the other car. So when I went to go get it, you guys, we went all the way to the car, and I went there with no key. So I had to go back to Chili's. I went back to Chili's. I got the key, and then I went back. And then as I was coming back, something grabbed my attention about her. And she had on a Mickey Mouse hat, like with the balloons. So I looked at my business partner, LaRon. I said, LaRon, I want her on my team. He said, what you mean? I said, I want her on my team. I don't like what she's doing out there. I like what she's doing, but she could be making more with us. And I said, she's doing that because she's trying to feed her family. And I said, I want her on my team. So he said, who are you talking about? I said, the girl with the balloons. You don't see the girl over there with the balloons? He said, I don't see no girl with no balloons. You probably seeing something. So I hurried up and got out of the car. I got out of the car while I was moving, you guys. I got out of that car. I went up to her. I said, how you doing? She said, I'm doing fine. And then my business partner, LaRon, he started talking to her. Then once he started talking to her, he asked her, does she keep her options open? And she said, yes. What it is that y'all do and stuff like that. And we were telling her that we came down here for a big event in Orlando. We had came down here with our company to do a big old event. So she was like, what it is that y'all do? He said, well, what we do, I'm a co-founder behind Songstagram. It's something just like how iTunes is, but when people download music, I get paid for it. She said, what? So you get paid while people download music? I said, yes. Right, like right now. I'm coming here to this meeting. We drove here. Guess what? We were getting paid because somebody was downloading music. So she was like, wow. I said, then we asked her, like what time she going to get off and stuff like that. And she was telling us that she was looking for a ride. She was trying to get a ride. And we said, you know what? Don't worry about it. If a person who was trying to give you a ride can't come, we'll take you. And so after that, we built a relationship, you guys, and we're getting her in and getting and for Mr. Rod to be down there in her area. He told me, he said, you know, she's in good hands. And guess what? I look at Mr. Rod and I say, yeah, you know what? I know that she's in good hands because of the stuff that he was telling me. And then I had a vision, Mr. Rod, when you were telling me about that Disney, how it is that when you go out there and you talk to people, you go to the different places, how you talk to people, and then you break attention to them and stuff like that. So I had a vision that I seen Miss KC. We seen her at I had a vision that I seen her at Disney with her balloon outfits on and everything. How she was doing it before, but she breaking attention to people, letting them know about I2G. So I was like, wow, this is phenomenal. And you guys, I'm gonna let y'all know something. She told me the story that people picked on her family picked on her about she calling her the balloon girl, calling her, telling her that's stupid, that's dumb, all type of stuff about the balloon. They was picking at her because how much money that she was making and stuff like that. And guess what I told her? I said, baby girl, everything happened for a reason. I said, what seemed stupid to them people, what seemed foolish to them people, guess what? It wasn't foolish to me. You know what I saw in you? I saw something in you. I seen you doing something different. I seen you getting out of your comfort zone to do something. So if I know that you got out of your comfort zone to make balloons and look stupid, like what the people are telling you, that's not stupid to me. I loved it what you was doing. I loved that balloon that you had on your head. That's what caught my attention. I said, if that caught my attention, how many more people you can catch attention with your balloons and stuff like that? With you making balloon swords for people and stuff like that. I said, this is a gold mine. So with me looking at that gold mine, you guys, just like what Dave said, reaching to the bottom, you guys, you notice everything is under. You gotta dig. You gotta dig for treasure, you guys. You gotta dig for diamonds, you guys. You gotta go search all in the deep places to find a good treasure. And guess what? That good treasure right there that I found, I'm gonna lock arms with her and I'm gonna take her high. And I know Mr. Rod, he's gonna take her high too. So you guys, don't be afraid to go out there and share this opportunity with people. We was all in Walmart, you guys, telling people about the meeting. You guys, also, Ms. Farrell, the guy who said who go get is another guy. The one who said who go get the bigger package. He flying down here to Miami with me Thursday, and he told me, he said, Javaris, I'm making that transfer right now. And with me making that transfer, I'm flying down to you, and me and you gonna sit down, you gonna put me in, you gonna show me how this thing works. You guys, if I would have never opened my mouth to tell people about this, I won't be making what I'm making right now, you guys. With me not using Miss Faraday as a three-way call, as a tool, as using the Google Hangout, you guys, take advantage of all this. Take advantage. All you gotta do is open your mouth. Don't throw up on people by telling them everything about this company. They don't need to know everything about this company. I don't even want to know everything about the company, but I'm getting paid. You guys, I'm turning it back over to Faraday because I'm hyped up right now.
Javaris, that was fantastic. I mean, every one of you guys, we could have like a full hour training with. But you know what? I noticed about Javaris, and I saw the same thing with Rob and the same thing with Patricia this weekend, which was they were talking to anybody and everybody, and they were not pre-qualifying. My gosh, I never saw so quick when we got into the Chili's restaurant with Rob, and of course Javaris hadn't arrived yet, and the first thing I see is when I'm first meeting Rob, before we've really even been introduced, he's getting the phone number of the waitress and asking her, I can't remember exactly how he had worded, if he did like Javaris and see if her options were open. But I mean, I think before we left, I saw Rob get 3 phone numbers. So the quick lesson there is don't pre-qualify, don't prejudge. You talk to anyone and everyone. And, you know, and look what happened with Cassandra. She ended up at the meeting all day long, and she is looking for a change. And there is one lady here that is also a great example of that. She was at the event. She was out there handing out cards. She was handing out cards at the Starbucks. She was handing out cards at the Hooters. Even her sidekick, that James Breakiron, got kind of like nervous. He didn't want to give the girls at the Hooters the business cards, but Patricia was not afraid. And also, what I want you guys to know about Patricia, this lady has a heart of gold. She never misses an event. She is on every one of our hangouts. She's at every one of our events, and she has the most giving heart and helping everybody on the team, whether you're a part in her line or not her line. So I want to tell you, Patricia, we love you, we appreciate you, and I appreciate you jumping on here to give your take of the event in Orlando. And you know, please tell us, you know, why you are at every single event and what you got out of it this weekend.
Sure, Faraday. Thank you so much. You guys are so sweet and so wonderful. And I always love being around you because, like you know, so many others have already said, at these live events, you really feel the energy. You really can connect with people on a different level because, you know, all of your sensory is met. I mean, you get to see them, smell them. You may not taste them, but, you know, you see them, smell them, talk to them. And, you know, you get to really know people, and you can look them in the eye, you know. And I grew up in upstate New York in a tiny little town, and, you know, back then, you know, when you did business, you shook somebody's hand and you looked them in the eye. And people don't do that as much anymore, but what I really love about going to these live events is that you can really gauge who a person really is when you look them in the eye and you get to really know them. And by going to all these live events, I can tell you that I am so honored and grateful and appreciative to be even in this company with people like Dave and Faraday and Rick, Mikey, and Dennis DeVorn and JJ and just everybody. I love them all. It's fantastic, and I look forward to each and every time that I get to be with them because it feels like family to me. And I learned so much yesterday. Well, you know, yesterday. What's today? Sunday. Yes. Yesterday. My days are blending together. Sorry, I spend so much time on the phone. One day it becomes the next. But I've already implemented some of the things that I learned, and it's working. You know, today every single person I talked to, I just had brief little conversations. I didn't even really talk about much. Like they'd say, "Hi, how you doing?" Blah blah. Hey, what do you do for a living? You know, out of nowhere they'd say that, and I'd be like, "I play," you know, because they were talking about that at the meeting, and then they came back to me and they're like, "Well, what the heck are you talking about? You play? You get paid to play? Well, what do you play with?" And I'm like, "Hey, you got about 30 minutes? Check this out, and then let me know what you think." And then the other thing that I was saying a lot to people today is, "Are you making all the money you can handle?" Which Larry had mentioned that line, and it's great. People like it. You know, I say that to people, and they're like, "Well, of course not. What do you got?" And then I sent them the hangout, and I've done this all day long, in between trying to play catch up at home, of course, after being gone for the weekend. But you know, there's much that you can learn from each event, and each event offers some training as well as business presentations and the opportunity to meet and greet all the people that are going to change your life. So the trainings that are there, you're learning from the people who know more than anybody what to do. So all you got to do really is listen, take copious notes, and the most important part is to put it into action. Because if you don't, you might as well not even bother going. Don't even bother listening. You know, if you're not going to use it, you know, don't bother. But if you do use it, you're going to have just as great a success, because every single one of us can do this. We just have to put our head down and charge forward and just do it. Put your blinders on and just do it, because there's always going to be people shooting darts at you. There's always going to be people who doubt you. There's always going to be excuses you can make up. Or you can just do the work and let it happen. So, and I appreciate all of you so much, and thank you for your time and for everything that you do for this team, because we are so fortunate.
Thank you, Patricia, and we appreciate you, and I know everybody in I2G Pros appreciates Patricia very much. And, you know, and Dave, I'm going to have you wrap things up. Now, Dave did a fantastic vision training that he's done. You know, before, we're not going to do the whole vision training. We're going to have another separate training for the vision training all over again, because that wipe the doo-doo off of the windshield training really got through to a lot of people this weekend. I think Dave did his best training ever. Larry Williams did his best training ever. But Dave, why don't you just recap based on what you've heard here tonight from all of our panelists, and also looking forward to you know, this next Saturday in Boston.
Well, first of all, I'm really humbled here tonight, because what a great panel. But more importantly, guys, we had something that I never experienced before. I have experienced at our meetings, but it was really apparent at this training, at this event, that was really there. First of all, I want to give kudos to Patricia, because she helped me out. She did the table. She's never asked for anything. She's just unbelievable. I love you, Patricia. You're awesome. I had to say, I don't mind doing it publicly. The meeting itself was absolutely unbelievable. I want my hats off to the deaf community. The meeting was actually, because of them, is how they actually took action, and we put it into application. And if you had noticed, we changed locations. We had done anything. And I really have to give hats off to Karen Officer and Bridget, because they fit this in along with their schedule. And, you know, and they are just going to make it happen regardless. And that's why we changed locations. We did a lot of different things. I just said, no, we got to get a better spot. We've got to have it better. And boy, am I glad we did. And the response was overwhelming. And, you know, it's really something, because, you know, you always hear the whiners. The whiners always like to complain. And I want you to kind of picture this, because here they sat. They can't hear us. They can't hear us. I want you to think about that for a minute. And as we had the interpreter there, I remember, because I was bonding with her before the meeting, because I wanted them to get the most out of the meeting. And so we made sure we stood in the right places and all the right things. And by the room being the size it was really an engaging audience. It was really unbelievable, because we made sure that they got to sit there. And so I really got to focus on them. And it's like Rob said, the language that they portrayed and the head movement and the different things that they got delivered to them through sign language, because they didn't get to hear it. Okay? Maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. But, you know, I mean, I want you to think about that for a minute, guys, because they are off the charts right now. The messages that I've got coming in, the different things that I have, and yet I listen to people come up with all different excuses. And I want you to just try to put yourself even in their shoes and watch what's happening. So with that, that's some heavy resolve, guys. That's called resolve. That's really heavy. You know, Helen Keller always said it best, you know, when she did that, because I mean, just imagine trying to put yourself in some other people's shoes. And that event was so overwhelming for me because here's what we did. We wrapped that bad boy up, and then we had to go to a restaurant, and this is the first time where I've ever been where we had that many actually all go to the same restaurant. It was kind of funny. Saying goodbye last night, I really got a real grasp on it because, you know, we had a big U table for us that could hear and everything. And behind us was the deaf people, and their table was just as huge, you know, and a sense of unity and unbelievable with them. I look forward to this journey with them like I've never looked forward to anything else ever before. Not only with you, but it's great and humbling for me to be able to be out in that type of community and knowing the changes that we're helping with them on top of it. You know, I had laughed because the poor interpreter, she had to go on. She was supposed to have help. She didn't. She did the whole thing herself, which was incredible. And, you know, I got to tell you something. I watch the audience, and I do this a lot when I do these trainings, because I want to know if people are in tune with me or not. And I've never seen more engagement than I ever saw this weekend. And I'm going to share this with you, and we're not going to go into the whole training, but I am going to give you an inkling. I think that was the real catch of the whole training. I want you to envision this today as you drive down the road, and all of a sudden, and I like to use seagulls because obviously we live in Florida, and there's seagulls. But it could be a crow, it could be a buzzard, it could be wherever you live. It doesn't matter, okay? But I want you to imagine that you're driving with your family, and all of a sudden this big bird goes over the windshield and just boom, puts a big doo-doo right on your windshield. And you know, you're driving with your family, and what do? The first thing you do is you hit the windshield washer, right? You hit the wiper, right? And I want you to envision this. The windshield washer going back and forth, and you're pushing a button, and there's no windshield wash. None. Imagine what that's looking like, right? Looking pretty bad. I want to ask you something. How long would you drive down that road with that windshield like that? Not very long. Most people will tell you they will pull over, they will use their sleeve, they will use a napkin, they will find something in the car to wipe that windshield. But isn't it amazing that in our home-based businesses, we don't do that? We allow lots of stuff to get in our vision and really blur it and not stay laser focused. Guys, if you allow that to happen, that is why your business does not go fast. Those that learn to clean that windshield, keep their shades nice and clean, and at least start to grab at the information, I think you'll find that you'll see a great change in your business. Obviously, we're super excited. We've had it's a great event. We're banging it up. We're doing a double banger. We're headed right from here. We're headed right from Orlando, right into Boston. We're looking for an ETA of Thursday. We'll be RVing up. You'll get to see us. We're doing our first road trip finally. We're taking Bustin' out the bus. We're riding up. We're going to stop at one of the people that was there, seeing some people on the way in Virginia, and then we're bucking on up into the Boston area. I don't know how our hangouts are going to go because we're going to be on the road, so I'll be trial and error. You'll have to bear with us. But I will promise you this, the journey that we take and that we do record, because you'll get it all, because we believe in you. And not only that, we believe in I2G, and we know what's in store for those that arrive in Boston. Boston's going to be a great event, guys. We know the power of events. That's why we're going. We're estimating 300 to 350 people on Mother's Day weekend. Going to be there Saturday night. Going to do it on a Saturday night in Beantown. It's going to be unbelievable. I promise you the pictures that come out of there, the stories that come out of there, out of this event, is going to absolutely make a big mark in I2G. The only question is going to be is who did you network with to get there? Because, see, it doesn't matter if you can get there. You can network. Look at Al and Ronnie. You guys remember the first gold nugget at the beginning here. Look at what they dug up. You just watched this with Rob and them. Pretty powerful stuff. See, everybody knows somebody, and the best part is we had people come in from Puerto Rico. We had them coming in from Virginia already into that Orlando event. Watch what happens coming in to Boston. Whether you can make it or not, everybody knows people. Get them tugged in. Your business could explode. Don't believe it? Ask Al and Ronnie. They've never met Rob. Isn't that amazing? Huh. And they got him there. Well, guess what? Thanks, guys, because I got new friends. And they ain't getting far from me. Now, here's the deal. We're locking that bad boy in there, and this week's going to be an incredible week. All I can say to you is how laser focused are you for making it go for your business? Guys, we started the calendar. It's a brand new month. It's a brand new month. Identify your class. This is the week to identify your class. That's why we're headed. We're on the road. You work the calendar. Identify your class. Are you headed to silver? Are you on the road? Are you on the road to gold? Are you on for that 125 cycles? Let's identify who you're going to work with, because you identify your class in the calendar, and then what you do is you learn and you push with those that want to be led to bring them through the weeks in the calendar. Why do you think we're going to Boston, guys? We're loading a freshman class. We're bringing a whole new class through the month of May. You don't believe me? Watch the stories. It will be documented because it's right here. But that's what Pro Networking is doing right now. We're loading our freshman class, and we're leading by example. That's why we're all in Boston. My partners and myself, we're going to be there. We're going to take Beantown by storm. We're going to drive more bonus winners out of that event than most people could ever shake a stick at. Mark my words on it. But here's the deal. What are you doing for your business? And have you identified who you're working with this month? It's only the 4th, guys. You should have had it identified already. Why do you think on 3rd we were already in Orlando identifying our new class? We're driving Rob right now. We're driving all the different people that were at that event, giving them direction to go through the end of May. Some will, some won't, and that's okay. We have no control over it. But work the calendar, guys. It's a brand new month. It's going to be incredible. We'll be finishing out the 3rd quarter of I2G at the end of this. The records are going to be absolutely broken. I believe that this will be our biggest month in the company's history. Month 9, I believe it's going to absolutely break all the records. We've talked about it. Just talking to Rick today. I think it's going to absolutely hammer down. And then it's going to close in this next quarter where they're going to be writing the books, guys, in August on us. You mark my words, because we're going to blow this rocket ship off like it's never been in this next quarter. It's already happening. The question is your class loaded and ready for bear? With that, Faraday, back to you. I'm looking forward to getting on the road. We're looking forward to seeing everybody. Great job, panel, and I love you all. And let's rock and roll, I2G. We love you. Back to you, Faraday.
All right, and thank you, guys. I know we went over a little bit, but there's so much information that we all want to share with you so you become a fantastic success in this business. But thank you for sharing your Sunday with us. Thank you to all of the panelists. You did a phenomenal job. You guys, we'll see you on the Hangouts this week, and thanks again for sharing your time with us. We'll look forward to seeing you on the very next Hangout. Good night, everybody.